meet everyone. It's Aquamarine here for Witches of Balance. I can't even speak. We were requested to do a video on taxidermy or working with bones in practice, and I know Kat did one already, so I'm making mine. It's my day off. So how I feel about it is that I was speaking to my husband also about it too, so I got his opinion on it. And I really do not like the whole taxidermy thing. I mean, like, my husband says that he can see, like, if it was for a pet that passed or something like that, and you want to be able to keep that pet spirit alive by keeping them, but making them like an immortalized, basically, statue. And he's like, even if you mummify it or something, he's like, he feels that if it was a pet, then that's a different story. And then he said that, you know, he doesn't like the whole fact that, you know, killing people, I mean, not killing people, but killing animals for sport and then mounding them, he's like, that's the wrong way of doing it. I mean, there's a lot of people that do taxidermy, like if they were attacked by an animal or something and they kill the animal to save themselves, and then sometimes they, you know, keep it in the, they do the taxidermy to actually keep the memory of how they saved their lives that day and stuff like that, and they keep the spirit of the animal or something like that. I don't know. How I feel about it, I really don't agree with it, that because of the fact that I feel that the animal should be laid to rest. I mean, you know, their spirit is still technically in there, and, you know, when you immortalize it, it's like they're never resting. And I kind of feel bad for them. I mean, since being an empath, it's hard for me to be around stuff like that because I feel the pain, and that would bother me so much. I mean, I know that if it was like a loved one, an animal and stuff like that, and it's been in the family for a very long time, I know a lot of people do that to keep the memory of that animal, because of the fact that, you know, they've been in that person's life for so long. So I understand where that person's coming from to do that. I mean, I've had an animal that was in my family that passed. It was a ferret that I had two ferrets. One of the ferrets, when I was younger, the blood mixed, water mixed with the blood in the heart and shredded the heart, and she died. And then I had my ferret, Bandit, and Bandit was killed, or he ran away and then got killed or something. And then I also had a cat that ran away and got killed. I mean, so I've seen a lot of death with animals, and it would bother me to see that, and, you know, always remember that that animal had passed, you know, so it would kind of bother me. But I mean, it's however the person feels about doing that. I mean, I can't, it's a touchy subject. Like my husband said, he's like, it's a touchy subject, you know, it's hard to really try to figure out how to express your opinion on it, because there is people out there that do taxidermy for the animals that they lost and stuff. So it's different. I don't know. And then using bones into the practice, I mean, just like Kat, I do have family that are in Santeria. I haven't heard anybody actually use bones, but who knows? I mean, I don't really know that much about my family in Cuba because nobody really talks about them, so I'm sure they have used it. So I'm not for sure, because in Cuba they have no access to the outside world, really. I mean, if they don't have tarot cards or anything like that. If they do, it's probably very scarce out there, and so they probably have to use cow shells or animal bones. I mean, there's probably things that they had to do to use that, to be able to do readings on people. I know that my mom, when she was pregnant with my brother, and this was like in 1988, yeah, 1988, she went to these twin centeros, and they were really old back then, and I don't know if they're still alive or not, but they were in Miami. And my mom went to them and they told her, you know, by using cow shells, and I think they might have used bones, I'm not for sure. And they did a reading on my mom and they're like, you know, you're going to have another baby. And mom's like, this is my last child, you know, I'm pregnant right now, I'm not having another one. And then my mom had one when she was 40. And that's how my little sister came along. My little sister's 8 years old now. So, I mean, they predicted that my mom would have a baby just from these shells or their bones. I don't know. I don't remember. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, my aunt, who does practice a form, like, she does practice Santeria, but she does it very different. I mean, I don't think she sacrifices animals. She loves animals. I mean, you walk into her house and you hear dogs barking because, I mean, growing up in, you know, in her house for a few years, when my mom first left my father, you know, they bred Chihuahuas. So you would walk in the house and you hear tons of Chihuahuas barking. She had a cat that was huge. I mean, Kitty Gato was huge. I mean, he was big, but he was very agile and stuff. Birds, they would breed birds, and they had like aquariums and stuff like that. I mean, they had an array of animals. So I don't think that she would do that. I mean, I've seen her like give candy to the saints and stuff like that, or to whoever she calls to. I'm not for sure. I mean, I've seen the porcelain dolls. She still has them in her house, and it freaks me out every time we would house sit for them. And then I would have to sleep in their room, and there's a doll on each side, and it freaks me out. I can't sleep directly at them. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm going off subject. I don't know how I feel about using bones. I mean, if the animal died of natural causes and you wanted to use the bones to either, you know, pay your respects to it or something like that, or do shadow work, I mean, that might be a different story. But I don't think I could actually, you know, kill an animal, do that. Just like my husband, he was saying, to go back to the taxidermy thing a little bit, he was saying, like, let's say you caught a fish and it's, you know, it was a very rare fish, and you want to put it, you know, back out in the water, but it's dying in your hands, you know, you want to keep that preserved. I mean, that might be a different thing for it. Sorry, there's like an ant that's crawling on my screen. I don't know where that ant came from, but okay. And so yeah, I mean, it's a very touchy subject, and I really appreciate the subscriber. I'll put the name to her probably in the bottom or here, asking this question. And you know, it's a very touchy subject, and it's very hard to try to really generalize my opinion on it, because, you know, some people might agree with me, some might not, because, you know, they have taxidermies. I mean, my husband's from a small town in Florida, and he says that there's tons of families that he knows that have tons of mounted animals and stuff like that, because, you know, they would hunt or something and they would keep that as like a trophy. And he's like, it's technically like their tradition in a sense. And, you know, so, I mean, he's seen a lot of that, and he does not like it. I mean, I don't know how many shows or movies we've seen, and people have mounted like things, or, you know, those chandeliers that are made out of antlers. He hates them. He hates them. I mean, every time he sees something like that, he gets very upset, because he's like, you know, why would you want to do that? And, I mean, it really bothers him. So, I mean, it bothers me too. I don't like it. I mean, I know that in museums they use taxidermy for like endangered species and stuff like that. And I can see why they do that, because of the fact of trying to preserve that animal, so that people can know down the line that this animal was alive, and that it was, you know, it was here and stuff like that. I mean, there's bones, dinosaur bones, and then sometimes they actually recreate the actual animal. I mean, they do a lot of different things to preserve the history, and I can see why a lot of people do that. If it was like an animal that's a loved one, or if, let's say you live in the woods and an animal died, you know, because it was shot or something by somebody else, and you found it, but you want to preserve that animal to live on because they couldn't live their life. I could see why people do that. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it would bother me to see that animal every day. It would just bother me. I don't know. It's very hard to say. Yeah, I'm on the fence just like Kat. I'm in between about the whole using bones and stuff in the practice. And I know that in other countries that are very rural, use human bones in their practice, or the animal bones or something, and you know, that's how they do their readings, and you know, that's their tradition. That's what they like to do. I couldn't do it personally because, I mean, nobody can really say if they can do it personally if they're not from that time or that tradition or whatever, because of the fact that that's how they were raised. They don't know anything else, you know. Like here, me being a vegan, you know, I don't like the whole thing about torturing animals or whatever. And for me, now knowing that, you know, I don't think I could, but in another sense, how can I say that if I'm from a different place, a different country, where, you know, they don't have all this information, and they kill their own food, and then they use the animal bones for their practice? Who am I to say that's wrong? That's not wrong to them. That's part of their tradition. That's part of what they believe. So yeah, I'm in the fence on it. Yeah, so I don't know. But I really appreciate this question. I think it was a very good question. I don't think anybody really talks about it. And thanks for asking that question. And if any of y'all have a video response on this, feel free to give any of the witches here on Witches of Balance a video response on how you feel and what you think. What is your opinion basically on the whole matter? So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day. Blessed be.